happening, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of MindsEye. That's right, we're out here, we're checking it out. MindsEye has just dropped a brand new trailer. I think they've dropped this to sort of stop a lot of the, I know there's a lot of talk about this game. There's a lot of people saying that it's not very good and all sorts of stuff. But I don't know, after watching this trailer, I'm more excited now than what I was prior to this trailer. So it did what it did. Now, number one, you can see on the left-hand side, you can see there's heaps of traffic. So they definitely have the world more full than what people were originally saying. You can see on the right-hand side, you can see all the pedestrians there. So the world is actually quite alive. You know, this spot here, this guy did some god tier driving. Check that out. Straight through, mate. Straight through. Now, you can see the pedestrians on the right-hand side. When this car comes around the corner, they react to it, which I thought was pretty cool. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, this spot here, you got like this Jeep that I'm definitely getting that Jeep, man. That thing looks mad. That thing, well, four drive, whatever you want to call it. It looks mad, man. But there were a few parts here that I noticed. Number one was the character model here looked absolutely insane. Not too bad, not too bad. But the one thing I did notice that was a bit of a downfall, you can see the tire here. It looks like there's a bit of a lighting issue because the way the light's coming at the car, I just couldn't really see the light bouncing off the tire like that. It's a bit strange, but who knows? So maybe that's some of those problems people are talking about, but the gunplay here looked mad.
Can you drive?
And shoot?
That spot there also got me a little bit concerned with the mouth, like, animations. They just seemed a little bit off once again. Didn't quite seem like in time. But this whole car chase scene, it allowed us to see a few cars. So you can see like a black car in the background here. The little hatchback coming up here. You can see like a Jeep. You can see that Jeep right there. That looks pretty mad. When he comes around the corner here, there's also sort of like a car. I don't know, the tail lights reminded me of like a Dodge or something. You got the Jeep here that's missing the doors, so maybe some customization, who knows? But either way, this game to me is looking exciting. Now, not only do they have the run and gun and shoot sort of stuff in the game, but it does also seem like they have other like elements to the game as well. You can see in this scene here where you're like, you know, you're trying to bring the guy back to life, and yeah, it's good to see some different mechanics. This one where you're trying to move a satellite into position, I thought that was pretty cool. But it was this scene here that really made me quite surprised with the way the graphics actually is. So when I first got here, I thought it was actually pretty cool, except for I noticed that truck was there again, the same four drive. But this right here, that plane model and that scene, that looks insane, mate. That looks insane. You can also see the weapon wheel here, different sorts of weapons, which looks pretty cool. But this here, I slowed it down so you could really take, you know, the details out of it. You can see the helmet come off the guy here, and as he's hitting the robot, he's like reacting in different ways. I thought that was really mad. Then the explosion was like really cool as well. I thought this whole scene was actually fantastic. And you can see the little drone model thing that follows you around, zapped one of the Terminator looking dudes and turned him into your own person. Here's another scene of the weapon wheel. You can see he's got like a rocket launcher, a sniper looking thing, shotgun. Definitely a big range in the weapons here. There's another part of the scene right here, which I slowed down for you, just because I thought it was really cool. This spot here, where he's hitting that robot, and then you can see he nails this guy behind, you know, hiding in the cover there. But as he goes back to the robot, you can see all the liquids coming out of it and stuff like that. Then your little robot AI gets him like in a headshot or something like that and just takes him out, mate. And then all of a sudden you got that explosion again. Like, oh man. I don't know. This game, to me, it looks pretty good. I think it's going to be really interesting. I do like this whole idea of like these Terminator style things. It does make you, you know, with today's tech and everything and the things like your Tesla bots and all that sort of stuff, it does, you know, it's starting to look a little too real to be, yeah, it's getting worrying. It's getting worrying. But either way, I thought it was actually pretty good. It does look like there's a fair bit of like story content and stuff here. Apparently it's like 15 hours long. Now this here looked pretty mad. Apparently this is like their own made sort of stuff. Now you can see here that they do actually have open world. So a lot of people saying, no, there's no open world, but yet it says right here, open world. So maybe maybe. But this seems like content that you can actually create yourself. This is one of them that somebody's created. So you can see it's created in in the build.MindsEye. I like this scene here, very GTA looking. Same as this, look at the traffic on the left, or look at how dense that traffic is. And you can see the pedestrians and the traffic, the different vehicles. I don't know, man. I think this it's going to be something different. Something really, really cool. I wouldn't say different, but yeah, it's gonna be a competitor, I reckon. Now you can see on PC mode, they do have the build mode. So in the build mode, it's a lot like in the GTA build mode, where you can build like different missions and things like that. You got your races and that you can build as well. We all know how well this sort of stuff did on the online version of GTA, and you can see that they know this, and so they're bringing it into theirs. So if you have a look at this, you can see the roadmap ahead. So in summer, they reckon they're bringing out more missions, but the one I like the most is fall. You can see in fall, you got single player modes, but then they have multiplayer. So if they're bringing multiplayer to this, mate, who knows where this is actually going to go. This is looking really interesting. So we have bought this game. It will be on the channel. So hopefully it's all going to be there to, even if it's just there to just suss things out and see how the game actually runs. My system, it's not the greatest system. It is, I'm running a 5060 Ti, 16 gigabyte at the moment. So my card, it's not the greatest. But I should still be able to show you the game fairly well. So make sure you subscribe, people. Smash that like button. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode. See you later.